Hi, I'm Richanda, and so I'm going to be doing a video about circumcision. And so again, inbox is kind of longer, a couple of pages, so it might take a while. I'm going to do paragraph by paragraph and then kind of go through it. So, okay, this is how we start. So somehow I stumbled upon your videos about cut guys. And although I appreciate your opinions, I think neither of you fully understand both sides of the story. I do understand. Okay. Him again. You can take any guy on the street who isn't cut, in brackets, intact, and ask him if he would like to have his foreskin removed, and 99% are going to say, hell no. This isn't a surprise. Us guys are very sensitive about our manhood. Yeah, I know how sensitive they are, because all the guys who talk about me being against it are the circumcised guys who are all, like, defensive about it. Like you. And so, next part. However, the amount of guys who are cut who wish they were not pales in comparison to the amount of guys who were not cut that had to get cut in the future for medical reasons. Okay, that is not true. In Europe, most of the guys are intact. Actually, you know, most men in the world are intact. They don't have, like, people don't really get cut except for in America. Like, is the foreskin not valued there or something? I don't know. The doctors cut it away for, like, no reason at all in America. Like, I don't even get it. And they start with something that should be the last resort. Like, you shouldn't just start cutting off people's the tips of people's penises. Hardly anyone ever gets, like, the medical reasons. And if they do, that's definitely the last resort. There's so many other ways to get rid of this medical problem than cutting off the tip of your penis. I think the replies you guys are getting from cut guys is very skewed. The vast majority of guys who are cut are very content with what they have. We aren't saying for them not to be content. Well, I'm not saying for them not to be content. I'm not knocking anyone's penis or anything. But circumcision is like a useless cosmetic surgery. Like, there's no point to it at all. And the only one who should be able to, like, consent to getting circumcised is the owner of the penis, an adult owner, not some little baby, because that's not them consenting, that's their parents deciding for them. And that is not fair at all. So, sure, if you're an older guy, then go ahead, get circumcised. But if you want. I mean, look up the info first. But your parents should not have the choice to take that away from you. Okay, I think you guys should make a video asking guys who are not cut the simple question. Okay, if you were told that you needed to have a circumcision because your foreskin will not retract properly, and were offered one of these two choices, what would it be? 1, have it done now at your present age, or 2, go back in time and have it when you were a baby. Okay, this can be, like, as for any other surgery. Like, it really can. I mean, like, any surgery. Like, you could take, like, your tonsils out or something when you're a baby. But what's the point? Like, you don't have anything. You leave them in there. And if you have too many issues, then you get them taken out. But I mean, like, a foreskin, there's so many other ways to solve it. Just like there's so many other ways to get rid of that. So, yeah, like, I've had a few problems with my tonsils. And I still have them. So, guys should do the same thing. Keep the tip of their penis and just find other ways. Because circumcision is definitely the last resort. As I already said, like, a minute ago. Okay, next part. The thing after a male has foreskin, he grows accustomed to having it. Like having 5 fingers on your right hand. You know it's there and you learned how to use it. If you have an accident and lost your fingers, it'd be very traumatic for you. You will have different sensations and have to learn how to do things differently. Circumcision is not an accident. It's something like you have planned. Like, usually your parents plan it, and it's not fair. Losing a finger is an accident, and unless you're cutting off your baby's finger too while getting them circumcised, but that's just messed up. And why are girls protected and not guys? Like, that doesn't make any sense. You guys think it's disgusting to touch a girl? Well, in that way, it's just as disgusting to touch a guy in that way. And now imagine if you were only born with 4 fingers. The idea of having the 5th one wouldn't even faze you. Well, it kinda would. Actually, more than kinda. Because seeing everyone with 5 fingers and you only having 4, and knowing you should have had 5, is just messed up. Like, imagine not having one of your fingers. That would be so weird. And it's just as weird as not having your foreskin, because you should have your foreskin. It should be something that you have the choice to get rid of when you're a consenting adult and have the information. And, okay, you guys saw those videos and pictures of babies having circumcision. Or I guess he's trying to say being circumcised. That makes more sense. But it's nothing compared to what an adult male would go through if he's needed a circ in the future. Actually, I'm just going to put that out there. It is, but babies can't talk. Adult males can. And you said needed. Needed is a key word, because most men don't need it. Actually, like, I don't think any really do. But there's a few that will say they do, but at least they're consenting adults. Whereas they didn't get it taken away when they were a baby. They got to know what it's like to have both. And most guys who get rid of their foreskin when they're older regret it. They say it's not as good. And so, next, the last paragraph, please find a nurse or a doctor who has to perform circumcision on adult males, even teens, and ask them how traumatic it was for those guys. I wouldn't wish such a fate on any grown-up male. Well, they have to suck it up. There's lots of other traumatic surgeries, and you don't complain about that. You just go through with it. But, see, these surgeries are needed. Circumcision isn't. And if they're deciding to get circumcised, then they're lucky. Because it's not fair when you're a baby to get that taken away. What else should we cut away? Because it's traumatic. Like, there's so many things you can cut away because you think, oh, something traumatic might happen. I mean, you pretty much have to kill yourself if you don't want anything traumatic to happen. Because anything traumatic can happen at any time. So why make yourself go through a traumatic thing to have a circumcised penis because everyone thinks it's better when it really isn't? So yeah, stay intact. Don't circumcise your kids, and try and get other people to not circumcise their kids. And hopefully you're intact, and if you're not, don't get circumcised. It is pointless and painful. So yeah, and most guys don't have problems, so you can forget about that whole thing. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.